have one of the great entrances in recent cinema, and you're part of it as well.
As I live and breathe. I had the best part of it because I got to stay on the ground. I got to just reel her in.
Yeah, and just watch me pretend not to be terrified.
Yeah.
I was sort of 50 feet in the air, dangling from a crane.
Did you ever have one of those moments where you're saying, how did I get here?
Oh, yeah. That was a huge moment where I was like, oh, my God, I'm Mary Poppins.
Close your mouth, please, Michael. We are still not a codfish.
As we mentioned, Mary Poppins Returns is a sequel set some 2.5 decades after the first film. It's 1935, so everyone's gotten older.
Good heavens. It really is you.
Except Mary.
You seem hardly to have aged at all.
Really? How incredibly rude. One never discusses a woman's age, Michael.
I could only think of one person who could do all the things that I felt we needed Mary Poppins to be.
Well, I suppose we have no choice.
And that was Emily Blunt. She has an incredible range as an actress.
It's true. Emily Blunt burst onto the scene as a no-nonsense fashion mag assistant in The Devil Wears Prada.
I know, I'm just one stomach flu away from my goal weight.
Later, she played a lonely alcoholic in The Girl on the Train.
Her name was Anna Boyd, and he was in love with her.
And Marshall already knew she was a songstress, having directed her in the musical fantasy Into the Woods.
It takes just a bit more and we're done.
The fact that she sings and dances, you know, it sort of completed this full circle of everything that she needed to be. You need to be a great actor who has warmth underneath.
Nothing's gone forever, only out of place.
And have magical quality.
How'd you do that?
Do what?
What happens when you're sitting at your home and you get a call saying, I want you to play Mary Poppins?
Which happens daily. Rob Marshall was beautifully ceremonious about it when he called me. It felt like he was sort of proposing to me.
It was a little bit of a drum roll, and I said, I'd love you to play the role of Mary Poppins.
He said, you know, Disney's most prized possession is Mary Poppins.
And there was sort of silence for a moment. I heard like a big sort of intake.
I just felt my hair sort of blow back with probably a combination of panic and joy and thrill, really.
And we started talking about the character, and she goes, oh, and by the way, it's a yes.
But despite her enthusiasm, Blunt had to deal with the intimidation factor.
It is an iconic character played by somebody as iconic as Julie Andrews. And so how do I do my version of her, you know?
Jane Banks. Still rather inclined to giggle, I see.
Now, did you go back and look at that first film when you got cast?
I actually did the opposite. Instead, I dove into the book, and she's quite different in the books. She's completely eccentric and so rude.
My goodness, Annabelle. What have you done to your clothes? You could grow a garden in that much soil.
Deliciously rude and vain.
It is wonderful to see you.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
And I remember Rob, when we did the first scene, he goes, and there she is. And I was like, thank God, you know.
The one, the only, Mary Poppins!
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Who is she there to save?
Michael, really.
What brings you here after all this time?
Same thing that brought me the first time. I've come to look after the Banks children.
Us?
Oh, yes, you too.
I think that she comes to look after the Banks children, but ultimately I think it's about him. He's a Banks child as well, you see.
But while she might be there to save grown-up Michael, it's the children that get to go on those magical and fantastical adventures.
Some people like to dive right in, can you imagine that?
She very much wants people to rediscover the joy and the hope that children have.
There's a moment right before she goes into this big underwater adventure, and she says, off we go. She's more excited than the kids.
One of my favorite lines she says is, anything is possible.
Even the impossible.
Both Blunt and co-star Lin-Manuel Miranda give Rob Marshall credit for being a calming, creative presence on their Shepperton Studios set outside London.
He would give you these incredible compliments very publicly, which for British people is like the depths of hell. He'd be like, honey, you look incredible. You're incredible. We all, and I was just like, please, Rob, don't do that.
The light in your eyes.
Yeah.
You are a movie star through and through. All right, let's do it again.
And cut. Great, guys. Beautiful, Lynn.
But that helps, right? It helps, right?
Hey, you need it.
Need to look the part, too. Costume designer Sandy Powell, a 3-time Academy Award winner, was charged with updating Mary's wardrobe.
I think the thing that you remember most is the silhouette, and that's sort of what I aim to repeat in a sort of updated version. I added a sort of like double cape, because it would actually also give a little bit of movement in the wind.
You've got a double cape.
I do. It's all the rage.
And that hat.
I love the chicness of the hat.
I came up with the idea of the robin really as a little homage to the robin in Spoonful of Sugar.
For a cover is nice, but a cover is not the book.
Someone said to me the other day, I didn't realize how much I needed her to come back until you came out of the clouds. It's just so hopeful and so joyful.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.